content to be a loser, as long as you be a gainer. Nearly 8 billion people in the world, the majority are poor. Do not rich men oppress you and draw you to the judgment seats before? An estimated 4 births per second. All children of wrath, by one man death reigns through the rest. Weakness to bridle their corruptions. Who makes thee to differ from one another? Lo, some drew on themselves in a wheelchair. Some are in the hospital bed riddled with cancer. But you have strength enough to murder, kept healthy and raised up from infancy, only to betray, spit on, mock, and crucify the Son of Man, except it were given thee from above. At all against me, thou couldst have no power. It would have been good for that man if he had never been born, ever. Women of the devil, high and lofty, God who, I brought you in the world, and I'll take you out. I carried you in my womb for so and so months and days. I raised that baby. You pride yourself in being a parent. Humble yourself, the child or children you bore, already sentenced to death. You've passed on sin's curse. They're condemned already, the wrath of God abiding. Pronounced, sentenced over. Their heads is suspended, divine justice sword. Am I in God's stead, who hath withheld from thee the fruit of the womb? Thus saith the Lord, before I formed thee in the belly I knew thee. Sing, O barren, thou that didst not bear, break forth into singing, and cry aloud, thou that didst not travail with child. For more are the children of the desolate than the children of the married wife. Woe to the wicked who forget God. The wicked shall be turned to hell, and all the nations that forget God. This now consider, ye that forget God, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver. Hast thou an arm like God, or canst thou thunder with a voice like him? Deck thyself now with majesty and excellency, and array thyself with glory and beauty. Cast about the reach of thy wrath, and behold every one that is proud and abase him. Look on every one that is proud and bring him low, and tread down the wicked in their place. And with twain he covered his face. Seraphim, all things were created by him and for him, that thou mayest be righteous. Would thou condemn me? Yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. For himself the Lord hath made all things. Left over to vile affections, who love and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious woman that is angry. But thou shalt surely kill him. Thine hand shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterwards the hand of all the people. And thou shalt stone him with stones, that he die, because he hath sought to thrust thee away from the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. Get up, you good for nothing, lazy, who bear children for their own self-esteem, not to have children, but slaves to profit off of. An harlot who loves a man for his intellect and his money, lovers of pleasure more than the lovers of God. She that lives in pleasure is dead while she lives. Lust for security and comfortability, a son to take care of the estate. Study hard, thou shalt remember the Lord thy God. For power to gain wealth, it is he that gives it to thee. Who doesn't look stupid at times? They trust in the God of education. False gods, idols on a foundation that is shaky. I can lose my money, and are you surprised I'm going crazy? Go to the school, study well, and you will be excellent, and then only a social worker in poverty. She's got a master's in physics, but an unstable mind, roaming the streets. A beautiful mind, he's seeing things. The fire consumed their young men. For whosoever exalteth himself abased he shall be, and their maidens were not given to marriage. He that humbleth himself exalted he shall be. Hast thou an arm like God, or canst thou thunder with a voice like him? Deck thyself now with majesty and excellency, and array thyself with glory and beauty. Cast about the reach of thy wrath, and behold every one that is proud and abase him. Look on every one that is proud and bring him low, and tread down the wicked in their place. And with twain he covered his face. Seraphim, all things were created by him and for him, that thou mayest be righteous. Would thou condemn me? Yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. For himself the Lord hath made all things. Even as God for Christ's sake hath forgiven you. What happened to the kindness one to another, tender-hearted, and one another forgiving? And the servant of the Lord must not strive, but is gentle unto all men. After teach patient they must be. Crash the car into the fence on the road test. Panicky, lest you learn his ways and set a snare for your soul. With a furious man do not go. Make no friendship with a man that is angry. They call their lands after their own names. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and places to all generations their dwelling. But what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little time, and then away it vanishes. Walk in the ways of thine heart, and in the sight of thine eyes. Let thy heart cheer thee. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton, ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. Know thou that God will bring thee into judgment for all these things. Trust in the living God and not in uncertain riches. Lord, this is the man that made not God his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches, and strengthened himself in his wickedness. God shall likewise forever destroy thee. He shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place, and root thee out of the land of the living. Hast thou an arm like God, or canst thou thunder with a voice like him? Deck thyself now with majesty and excellency, and array thyself with glory and beauty. Cast abroad the reach of thy wrath, and behold every one that is proud and abase him. Look on every one that is proud and bring him low, and tread down the wicked in their place. And with twain he covered his face, seraphim. All things were created by him and for him, that thou mayest be righteous. Would thou condemn me? Yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. For himself the Lord hath made all things. Is it peace you seek? What peace? So long as the whoredoms of thy mother Jezebel and her witchcraft are so many, quarreling husband and wife, a lack of gentleness, yet they bear children and burden them the weight of glory. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy soul, strength, and mind. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Too much pressure, she's poor, out in the street. Break the child. I was my parents' child, the only. If you lean too hard upon glass, you will break the glass. Shall the thing formed answer back to him that made it? Humpty Dumpty, cursed is he that trusts in man, whose heart departs from the Lord, who love and serve the creature more than the Creator, making their boasts in worthless idols, shall be confounded and put to shame. Air and dust mingled, cease ye from man, whose breath is in his nostrils, to be accounted of. For wherein is he? Come unto me, all ye that labor and are laden heavy, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am in heart meek and lowly, and you shall find rest unto your souls. For my burden is light, and my yoke is easy. He that cometh from heaven is above all. Hast thou an arm like God, or canst thou thunder with a voice like him? Deck thyself now with majesty and excellency, and array thyself with glory and beauty. Cast abroad the rage of thy wrath, and behold every one that is proud and abase him. Look on every one that is proud and bring him low, and tread down the wicked in their place. All things were created by him and for him. The Lord hath made all things for himself, even the wicked for the day of evil. He must increase, but I must decrease. He that cometh from above is above all. Above he stood the seraphims. Each one had 6 wings, and with twain he covered his feet, and with twain he did fly, and with twain he covered his face, because of the brightness of his glory, casting their crowns before the throne, saying, Thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power, for thy pleasure they are and were created, for thou hast created all things.